reaching the playoffs has brought a spark to their building, a new energy and hope. Whether that spark grows or fizzles out completely hinges on their first round game.
You know, I also expect you to be ready, Coach. I don't mean to bring up bad memories, but the last time we played the Detroit Lions, you straight up sold us. But that's in the past. We're focused on the present. Welcome to a special presentation of Madden NFL 26 Superstar. I'm your host, Axon Jackson Wilson. Folks, it's time. In his rookie season in the NFL, Jackson Wilson, yours truly, running back / wide receiver, dual threat for the Minnesota Vikings, is going to get a taste of the playoffs. We finished the year 10-6-1, and we're up against a familiar foe, the Detroit Lions, our division rival who won the NFC North on our field just a couple of weeks ago. We have a chance at the ultimate redemption right here, right now. Before we go any further, I want to wish you guys all a happy and blessed Easter. Jesus Christ is risen. He is the way, the truth, and the life. And it's because of his finished work on the cross that we have been given eternal life. So if you've yet to make Jesus your Lord and Savior, I pray that you would do so now. He's the reason that there is hope for our future. And he is also the reason that I'm bringing you these broadcasts here today. Whether we win or lose, he gets the glory, and I would not be where I am today if it wasn't for him. So, welcome in here. Like, comment, and subscribe, especially if you are new. Shout out to everybody who's been around the block and who has stuck around through and through. You know, whether you are old or new, it's a blessing to have you here. Now, with that being said, let's play some postseason football, shall we? But first things first, let me take a look at my skills, see if I can purchase anything else. I don't believe so. I'm sitting at an 80 overall. Got that balanced repertoire, ready to do whatever it takes to help our team win. There's nowhere to hide now. We want to win a Super Bowl, we got to bring it. Here's a look at the final standings in the NFC. We're the 5th overall seed, taking on the 4, the Detroit Lions, who overcame us by a half game to take the North. And here is the playoff ladder. First round byes for the Bird Gangs, the Baltimore Ravens, and the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles are back to defend their championship. Meanwhile, the Ravens are finally looking to clear a hurdle that they have so desperately coveted under Lamar Jackson. They've made it to the AFC Championship, but they've never gone to the Super Bowl. Baltimore's won a championship, but it's been 14 years ever since Ray Lewis's retirement tour. Joe Flacco was the quarterback. That's a run that will always be remembered for the Ravens, going through Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos and Tom Brady, the New England Patriots, when both quarterbacks were still in their prime. We also have some interesting matchups with the Tennessee Titans winning the AFC South. That was totally unexpected. And then we got the mighty Las Vegas Raiders, who finished dead last in the real-life NFL. They're traveling to New England to take on the Patriots, a little rematch from 2001. the Tuck Rule game. And then we got the Seahawks and the Cardinals in Seattle. Congratulations to the Seahawks for winning the real-life Super Bowl. Second championship in franchise history. Falcons and the 49ers. Atlanta is who I originally thought we were going to be going up against, but because the Lions, I guess, rested their starters and took a loss in Week 18, the Falcons were able to flip-flop them with a victory. But that may stab them in the back because now they got a date with the 49ers. And I'm going to tell you right now, I think they'd much rather play us than San Francisco. Again, I'm not trying to bring us down, but San Francisco's loaded with veterans. And you know how they call me Christian McCaffrey 2.0? Well, that's the real Christian McCaffrey right there, the original Christian McCaffrey. And I can tell you right now, I am nowhere near in the same league as him right now. I'm just keeping it humble. So we're focused on this wild card matchup with the Lions. And honestly, this is what our team needs, especially with the way we lost to the Lions back in Week 17. We had the game. It was tied 24-24. All we had to do was kick a field goal. Coach McConnell lets the clock run, and we go to overtime. We lose. We fall behind 31-24. We get a touchdown, make it 31-30. We go for two, and we fail. So that was definitely a bitter defeat for us, but now we can flush that as we begin this new season. All we have to do is bring it for 4 straight games, and we're Super Bowl champs. And this Minnesota franchise is still looking for its first Lombardi trophy. It's time to bring it home. I don't care if I'm a rookie. I don't care if it's too early. It's time to get greedy. Overachieving is my middle name. Also, just so you guys know, we're playing on that all Madden difficulty. Hardest in the game. So you know we're going to be hit with some major pepper jack cheese. Justin Jefferson against Amon-Ra St. Brown. Penei Sewell against Mr. Jay Allen. And we also got Jahmyr Gibbs against yours truly at the running back position. Superstars everywhere on both rosters. This is a rivalry that is back on, and it is expected to remain alive for years to come. The next chapter begins now here on NFL Wildcard Weekend, presented by Ladder of Light Gaming. Yours truly, Action Jackson Wilson, is ready for his postseason debut. Somebody who was a 2-star recruit coming out of high school, had to work his way up through the college ranks. He won a Heisman Trophy, and now he is one of the key cogs in this machine that is the Minnesota Vikings, looking to lead a Super Bowl run to a Lombardi Trophy. But the Vikings are going to be faced with a challenge going on the road to the Motor City in Ford Field, one of the toughest places to play over the past couple of years. But they have an opportunity to get the ultimate redemption on the Lions. Detroit won the NFC North in Minnesota. The Vikings trying to win the wild card in Detroit. Ford Field is rocking. The sea of blue is ready for action, but so are the Minnesota Vikings. And it looks like the defense makes a stand on the opening drive. So now it'll be Minnesota football from the 22. We'll start out with the pass, as we haven't had much luck with the rush because of our offensive line protection. Jackson Wilson going in motion right out of the gate. 8 seconds on the play clock. As McCarthy takes the snap. He's looking for Wilson to the outside, but instead he's going to go to Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson with a 14-yard gain. That's how you want to start the game offensively if you're Minnesota. As this young and hungry core comes in looking to shock the world. One play at a time. 1st and 10, Minnesota from the 36-yard line. Jackson Wilson, who earlier this year set an all-time NFL record for receptions in a game. Expect him to get a lot of touches here today as well. Over the middle. That's caught by Wilson, and he slides down for a 7-yard gain. That's a great way to preserve your wear and tear. Don't need to take the hit if you don't have to. 2nd and 3. We're in the first quarter. We're just getting rolling here on NFL Wild Card Weekend. The NFC North rivalry has reached new heights. It's the Lions and the Vikings. Win or go home. Divisional championship berth on the line. 2nd and 3. McCarthy takes the snap. Throws, and it's caught by T.J. Hawkinson. So J.J. McCarthy has now completed a pass to 3 different receivers. Jefferson, Wilson, and now Hawkinson. This is exactly how you want to start the game if you're J.J. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Let's keep shuffling up the pass plays. See what we got for him this time. The snap. Wilson over the middle. Great catch. Great concentration. The pressure was coming. Wilson with his 2nd catch of this wild card game. As we take a look at some notable inactives for the Vikings. Jalen Redmond, one of the names on that list, a key loss for the Vikings. That's one of the reasons why the protection has not been there like it was at the start of the season. But the good teams keep finding ways to win, and the Vikings have earned this playoff spot. They got in with a 10-6-1 record, and now they're looking to do some road cooking here in Detroit against the Lions, who swept them during the regular season. Here's the snap to McCarthy. Screenplay coming up for Wilson. Wilson tried to unleash the stiff arm, but he ended up losing 2 yards. The Lions were all over that screenplay, and now see what the Vikings got here on 3rd down and 8. Wilson goes in motion. Here's the snap to McCarthy. McCarthy's going to throw, and it's offline. The intended receiver was Wilson, and both defenses come away with key stops here in the first quarter. So a drive that looked promising at the start for the Vikings comes up empty. The defense does it again. Lions once again forced a punt. And it was a good one because Minnesota is going to start out from its own 11. Vikings ball in a scoreless game. 1:29 to go here in the first quarter. NFL playoffs, wild card weekend. McCarthy takes the snap. Pressure is coming. He throws, and that's complete to number 13. I forgot his name, honestly. But either way, great catch. I'll pick up on it here in a second. McCarthy again in the gun. McCarthy is getting every single one of his receivers involved. Got 36 passing yards here in the early stages of this wild card game. McCarthy takes the snap. He's got Wilson right there. Great catch for a 1st down. Jackson Wilson, who has proven himself to be super reliable. If he's not running the ball, he's attacking opponents through the air. And now for the first time, Jackson Wilson's going to get an opportunity to run the ball. Well, the protection's got to be there, guys. Here's the handoff to Wilson. Tries to go up the middle, but he gets nothing. The Lions with great pressure. Panay Sewell was in pursuit. And now on 2nd and 12, here's McCarthy. Taking the snap. He's got Wilson, but instead he'll go to the outside, and that's complete. Ty Felton, that's his name. It's a big catch right there after a loss on the previous snap. 3rd down and 3 coming up for the Vikings, and you got to give J.J. McCarthy a lot of credit. He's getting everybody involved, keeping the defense guessing. 3rd down and 3. Vikings looking for a big conversion right here. Pressure is coming. The throw to Wilson, that's completed. Move those chains. Jackson Wilson with his 5th catch of the game. He's now got 26 yards overall. The rookie has been fearless so far here in Detroit with all of America watching. See what we got this time, McConnell. Play action. McCarthy under center. Takes the snap. Fakes to Wilson. He'll throw to the outside. That is caught. Another great job by the Vikings. Move up 7 yards close to midfield. They'll set up now from the 47-yard line. J.J. McCarthy is in the zone. He takes the snap. Fakes to Wilson. Again, he goes to the outside on the right. That's incomplete. 3rd down and 3. All right, we're going to go to the slip screen. Pressure's going to be coming. We got to have blocking. Look at that outside. McCarthy takes the snap. Great block right there, and there goes Wilson. Makes another man miss. And he leads the Vikings into Lions territory. 6 catches for Jackson Wilson here in the first half. And that'll boost his total yards near the 40 mark. Wilson, the rookie, with confidence, inserted into the starting lineup after 12 weeks. Kevin O'Connell gaining more and more confidence in his kid every single day. The Vikings are looking to strike first. Scoreless game. 6:33 to go here in the first half. McCarthy takes the snap. They brought pressure and they left Wilson wide open over the middle. Breaks one tackle. He's up the middle. Another Vikings first down. Jackson Wilson is all over this field. Solid route running. And now the Vikings are in the driver's seat to get on the board first. Whether it's a field goal or a touchdown, but we want to get in that end zone, of course. Tight end drive coming up next. First down for Minnesota. McCarthy goes back under center. The only one in the backfield is Wilson. And now he's going to try to go to motion. It's not letting him, so McCarthy will take the snap. Throws over the middle. That's complete again. J.J. McCarthy's sensational first half continues. He's now got 100 total yards. He's leading the Vikings on a scoring drive that would break the ice if they can cash in. 2nd down and 7. Snap to McCarthy. McCarthy looking. He's got Wilson. Another first down. Not trying to do too much. If that small opening is there, hit me. I'll take care of the rest. First down, Minnesota at the Detroit 13. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the red zone. This time, Wilson's going to motion to the outside. McCarthy from the single back. Wilson sees the pressure's going to be coming. So he's looking to juke for the end zone. Here we go. The throw is going to be complete. McCarthy, I think, was hit as he threw. 2nd down and 8. He's on the way. The Vikings are looking to draw first blood here in this wild card rivalry in the NFC North. The Lions were the division champs, but bragging rights will only go so far if they can't beat the Vikings today. 2nd down and 8. McCarthy takes the snap. Wilson, hard cut over the middle. Touchdown! Action Jackson Wilson, out of all people, to put the first points of the playoffs on the board. It's yours truly. 8 touchdowns in the regular season, and it only took 2 drives here in the playoffs. The charcoal is being stoked. The Vikings showing no fear in this hostile environment, and they've got the early advantage on the Lions. The defense, you got to do it again. I know you guys have already given us 2 stops, but we would love number 3 here. Unfortunately, the Lions, as they've been doing to us all year, when we absolutely have to have a stop, they score. So now the Vikings will have the ball again with 1:13 to go here in the first half. 7-7 game. McCarthy takes the snap. Here's the cut by Wilson over the middle for another completion. 10 catches for 81 yards here in the first half for Jackson Wilson. He's becoming one of the best in the game in terms of finding and exploiting holes. And now Wilson's going to try to sneak down the sideline, but the middle of the field is wide open. The Lions are going into touchdown prevent defense. We got to make them pay for that. Timeout. Vikings have 2 timeouts remaining. We got to get at least a field goal right here. That'd be huge, because I think we get the ball to start the second half as well. All right, they're overloading that left side, so Wilson's going to spread this out a little bit. I'm going to cut over the middle. Here it goes. 1st and 10. Got him. Incomplete. It's all right. Good coverage. That stops the clock. Let's try a slip screen. Why not? We got nothing to lose here. Lions are still in touchdown prevent defense. Here we go with Wilson, looking for a block and getting a block. Wilson's got the first down, and there's the second timeout for Minnesota. The Lions tried to bring reinforcements at the last minute and bring him down, but Wilson with the quick instincts. Swift on his feet like a little cat that just got let out of the bag. Vikings moving into field goal range. We're at the 40-yard line with 30 seconds to go. Wilson goes in motion to the complete opposite side. Look at this formation right here. He's open again. That'll put the Vikings in field goal range. Now we're going to go hurry up offense right here. Clock continues to move. 10 seconds remaining. McCarthy takes the snap. Looking to throw. It's caught. And now the Vikings will take their final timeout. Wilson wins that block. And if Coach McCarthy can actually call a smart game, we should have 3 points on the board. This is from center hash at the 20. I'm just going to tell you guys right now, if we don't get points here, I am not going to be a happy camper. Especially if McCarthy doesn't even kick the field goal. Okay. Maybe McCarthy actually learned something from that season finale. All right, we got a 10-7 lead and the football to begin the second half. Again, we're starting from the 22-yard line. The Vikings have completely outplayed the Lions to this point. 227 total yards to just 91 for Detroit. But we got to keep it up. We're only up 3. Play action. Wilson wide open over the middle, and he's got much more. 200 passing yards for J.J. McCarthy, and that man, Jackson Wilson, has got over half of those. The rookie with confidence, or should I say, Godfidence. When you got Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, anything is possible. All right, this is going to be rare right here, but we're going to run it. We got to keep the defense honest. McCarthy takes the snap. Pressure is coming, and the Lions are ready for it again. They have completely bottled up Jackson Wilson on both of his carries today. That's going to bring up 2nd down and 12. Wilson going in motion. Snap to McCarthy. Wilson again over the middle. That's a catch for a gain of 6. Let's go, y'all. Keep attacking. A big 3rd down coming up. The Lions looking for a big defensive stop as McCarthy motions Wilson from left to right. McCarthy takes the snap. Pressure coming. The throw over the middle. Wilson! Look at him go! 30, 20, touchdown! Can you believe it? They brought pressure, and we stabbed them right in the back. Let's freaking go! Playoff Jackson Wilson activated in Detroit. Wow. Absolutely unreal. If you stop him on the rush, you haven't contained him because he's a dual threat. Christian McCaffrey 2.0. I didn't give myself that nickname, okay? But if people call me that, I got to back that talk up. And right now, we're doing it. The Lions pick up a field goal. That's not a lost cause for us. So we still have that touchdown lead. The worst the Lions can do if they stop us is tie. But if we can get more points on the board right here, with the fourth quarter coming up, we can take them out of it. Play action, McCarthy over the middle. Wide open, Justin Jefferson for the first down. The superstars are coming out to play. Actually, hold on. I'm going to do a little Mac Hollins reference. Warriors come out to play. Warriors come out to play. Let's go. First down, Minnesota. Working their way towards midfield. You know what? I hate to use a timeout right here, but I think we should just stick to the pass. I really want to shuffle it up with the run, but the Lions have been ready for it. So let's continue to stick with what works. I tell you what, since they're gearing up for Jefferson down that left side, I'm going to try to go straight through the middle. Here it goes. Pressure's coming. Oh! Another defender left in the dust. This time Felton is the antelope galloping across the Serengeti. The Lions are getting torched in man coverage. The play by Jackson Wilson has got their heads spinning. They're so focused on him that they forgot about the others. They must have forgotten that this team is loaded with young stars in multiple positions. 23-10 Minnesota on the road in Detroit. Can you believe this? And the defense holds them. Wow, guys. I cannot believe we're in this position. A commanding 2-touchdown lead on the road, and we've got possession of the ball. This will be a good time to run it, because we're already at midfield. See if we can poke a hole in the defense right here. Yes, we do. First down, Minnesota, and guess who it is? It's Wilson. Finally in the positives on the rush. Was at -4 yards on the first 2 carries. But now, I'm up to 8. So that was a 12-yard gain right there for Wilson. And we're going to let this clock tick down every single time. Use every bit of that play clock that you can. And we're going to run this again. This time to the left side. 418 yards to the Vikings today, an absolute masterclass. Pressure coming, but Wilson again is able to find space. A gain of 4 to make it second down and 6. The Vikings are 7 minutes away from avenging an NFC North loss to the Detroit Lions and advancing to the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. But they cannot celebrate just yet. We got to keep executing. You know, all the blocking struggles we've had, we got to crumple that up and throw it out the window and man up right now. Find another gear. Second down and 6. McCarthy, another handoff to Wilson. Wilson up the middle for another positive gain. A gain of 3 on Wilson's 5th carry. He's now got 15 on the day. And now this next play will come with under 6 minutes to go. Feed the hot hand, Jackson Wilson. Let's go with the single back HB inside zone. With solid blocking right there, we should be able to keep the chains moving. But even so, we are in field goal range. We get a 4th down. We can extend our lead to 3 possessions. McCarthy, with 4 seconds to get a snap. He makes it. Up the middle goes Wilson. First down, Minnesota! Of course he did! It's our game, guys. That's all I can say. Everything's going our way right now. And that's such a relief because we've caught a lot of tough breaks during the regular season. But when all the chips are down, when everything matters, with the season on the line, we have risen to the occasion. And that says a lot about the future of this Vikings organization. These young players, a lot of them that have not been around the block before, are here to compete here today. I don't like this formation, so we'll take our second time out. We shouldn't need these. Not that McConnell's going to call any anyway. We're going to stick to the run. I thought that maybe I could bluff him with a pass, but now we'll stick to the fundamentals right here. McCarthy from the shotgun. Again, hands it off to Wilson. Great blocking. Wilson up the middle, but no gain. Even if we don't gain anything, it's still a successful play because we're exercising that clock management. Less than 5 minutes to go. 4:46. And winding. All right, this is basically the same as a run play. We're going to do Wilson with a screen pass to the left side. McCarthy takes the snap. Come on, we need blocking. All right, that got nowhere. All right, 3rd down and 12. Give credit to the Lions right there. But again, that time is not on their side. The Vikings will take this to under 4 minutes. And they'll hand it off to Wilson. If he doesn't get the first down, which is more than likely not going to happen, it'll center us up for what should be a simple field goal. Handoff by McCarthy up the middle. And Jackson Wilson will get him back to the original line of scrimmage. All right, we did our job on this drive, especially if we get a field goal. We took away half the 4th quarter, and now we can go up 3 scores. What a statement of a performance today by the Minnesota Vikings. They're hungry for a spot in the divisional playoffs. They get their field goal, and they get the ball back with the victory almost completely in hand. Ladies and gentlemen, the Vikings can smell it. They don't want this journey to end just yet. Jackson Wilson looking to put the cherry on top of the sundae. Up the middle, slowly but surely edging forward. Look at the despair across Dan Campbell's face. He may have won the NFC North, but his playoff woes are going to continue. Kevin McConnell is going to get his redemption, and he has Jackson Wilson and company to thank for it. 2 minutes to go. Vikings in field goal range, just putting the finishing touches on this victory here tonight. It's going to be Wilson carries the rest of the way. 2nd down and 8. McCarthy takes the snap. He'll hands it off. Jackson Wilson is stuffed for a loss of 3. But that's okay. We got what we needed to. Those 27 yards were crucial. But when I needed to put the ball on the ground. But whatever we didn't get on the run, we certainly made up for it through the air. Jackson Wilson with a pair of touchdowns and triple digits in the receiving column for his playoff debut. Not too shabby. The Vikings will take the clock all the way down, and they'll take their third and final timeout. I don't like these suggestions, Coach. I don't know where the run is. But it is what it is. All right, third down and 11. Another run play coming for Wilson. McCarthy takes the snap. Up the middle, Wilson. 1 yard gain. Unfortunately, I missed that hole. But we don't need a first down right now. As you can see, Wilson patting his teammates on the head. No harm done. Great effort today by everybody. Nothing but positive vibes on that sideline and in that locker room. Ladies and gentlemen, this young core of Minnesota Vikings, they're not kids anymore. They have arrived and they have proven their worth as a force to be reckoned with. The Vikings, after being handed an NFC North defeat on their home field by the Detroit Lions, they come to the Motor City and unleash the ultimate redemption knockout punch. It's playoff heartbreak for the Lions yet again. Jackson Wilson is going to play in the divisional playoffs. The Minnesota Vikings dominate the Detroit Lions 30-10. And the Atlanta Falcons, the San Francisco 49ers, will await. Look at J.J. McCarthy. 27 for 30. 332 yards. A 146 quarterback rating. 3 touchdowns, including 2 to yours truly. In his playoff debut, Jackson Wilson, 178 receiving yards on 16 catches, 11 average per reception. And I also picked up 26 yards on the ground. There's our final box score. Man, I was so disappointed when we couldn't win the NFC North over the Lions. We honestly should have, but we gave it away on our home field. Super heartbreaking, even though we knew in the back of our minds we were going to get a shot at the playoffs. But all those bitter feelings and all those bad memories, they're out the window. Today is a new day, a new chapter, and this result is all that matters. The Minnesota Vikings are the real NFC North victors. The Lions had the regular season crown, but I would take a playoff victory over a regular season win any day of the week. And that's the mentality that Jackson Wilson and all these young stars had coming in to this wild card weekend. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? You haven't liked, commented, and subscribed already? I think you definitely should after that. I think that was some high-quality material. But regardless of whether you choose to or not, You know I love you, but God loves you more. And let's go address the media. Got to handle ourselves like champions, both on the field and in front of the podium. We got to stay humble. Can't get too far ahead of ourselves, but man, this is special. Recognizing the stakes. The stakes were rising, especially after that bitter taste we had in our mouth in the NFC North. Win or go home, and we stepped up. Yeah, that's definitely true. We've had some inconsistencies, but it's a new season now. We made the playoffs, but I'm confident we can beat anybody right here, right now. But we have a lot of respect for any contender we go up against. Keep it humble. Working hard every day to improve, and we'll see what happens. Regardless of what the rest of this season brings, the future is definitely bright. All right, we're going to do things a little differently here for the playoffs. We're going to break each stream up to one contest apiece. And so that's going to conclude today's episode. It was shorter than usual, but this is kind of how I did the NBA 2K26 playoffs and CFB as well. We're going to break these up video by video so you guys can relive the memories by clicking a certain tab. You don't have to go hunting for certain time lapses or time sectors in order to find a certain moment. Like I said, this is a special presentation, and it's all yours here on Ladder of Light Gaming, presented by yours truly, Action Jackson Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, our journey continues. We are headed to the divisional round. And we will meet the real-life Super Bowl champs on the road in Seattle. And it is worth mentioning that we've already gone into the Hawks' nest and picked up a win. Let's see if we can repeat history and reach the NFC Championship game. One game at a time, y'all. Bring it on. May the peace that passes beyond all understanding and the unconditional love of Jesus Christ be yours today in His holy and almighty name. If you haven't made Him your Lord and Savior, I pray that you would do so now, because the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Jesus is alive. He is risen. He has finished His work through death on the cross and resurrection from the grave, and He is coming soon to take His church home. I want each and every one of you to be a part of that congregation with me. And also, if you could send up some prayers for our team, that'd also be appreciated, because it looks like we're going to be missing our top right guard for this divisional matchup. Happy Easter, everybody. How about them Vikings? The rookie campaign continues. See you guys on the next one.